Hi, this is Scott Trout, CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. There are many life changes that can happen after divorce that make it difficult or impossible to uphold requirements of your divorce decree. The orders issued in a divorce are based on the facts presented at that time, but the circumstances used in issuing those orders can obviously change. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Contact CordellCordell.com, 1065 East Hillsdale Boulevard, Suite 310, Foster City, California, 94404.
Dude, sometimes checking your work at the door is unnecessary.
Sometimes.
You're listening to The Brian Moote Show with Brad Nolan.
What's going on, everybody? It's The Brian Moote Show with Brad Nolan. Of course, Brad Nolan's still on vacation. This is probably the most productive week I've had on the show.
I hate that.
No offense to Brad Nolan. It's just
Listen,
it's been convenient, man. I've had a lot of time on my hands.
Tons of offense to Brad Nolan. No
Hold on,
offense.
that's Patrick Moote, by the way. He's in today. We are going to talk about... Hold on, easy now, buddy.
Fired up.
You told me to check my attitude at the door.
I know, and
now look at you. You're the one fired up. We're going to talk today about... We've got some Pat colon cancer updates. I also want to talk about Danica Patrick and the ESPYs. I think that we have some sexism in this country. People just want to hide and say it's about delivery, comedic delivery, when I think it's flat out just people not wanting to laugh at a woman. That's what I think. We'll get into that later on. But first, Pat and I are coming fresh out of getting petties, getting our toes did.
Damn, coming in hot. Oh.
Will you stop messing with that chair? Just sit down. You're fine. There's two people in a studio.
I don't want to sit all the way down here.
You're fine. You're wounded. You're handicapped. This is your first time on the show since going through colon cancer surgery. Can you stop being uppity with the gear?
No, I can't. This chair just went rogue on me so bad.
Well, that's the thing is that for a multi-million-dollar...
I can't be comfortable. I can't stand. I can't sit.
All right, settle down. For a multi-million-dollar radio station... we have all the gear in the world. Right now I'm standing in front of tens of thousands of dollars worth of technological equipment, and not one chair works in this entire floor. Now one desk chair, you know what it is? I found out what it was. So one, they haven't replaced these chairs in like 15 years that are in studio. But two, everyone who works in an office, when their chairs break, they sneak over to the studios and they swap their chairs out. So you've got a chair that if you lean forward, the hydraulic thing goes down.
Oh, my God. It's so ridiculous. It's driving me insane. It will not stay in the same place.
Is this ruining your zen from the
I'll tell you, listen. My whole body got chopped open. My core is very sensitive right now. So trying to use my core to manipulate this chair and figure out the hydraulic system that's all busted inside.
That's why I said stop panicking with it and just sit down. I feel like I'm working with a kindergartner right now.
I don't want to sit all the way down on the ground.
I don't care. You're not on the ground. I'm looking right at you.
Yeah, you're looking
this
down.
This studio,
Brian, you're looking down.
Because I don't like to. I sit down when I talk through a microphone.
Frickin' floor.
I like to stand up. We just got pedicures.
We did get pedicures. We were so relaxed, and then I don't know.
Well, then I got fired up about Vegas and my girlfriend going ghost on me. I told Pat I wasn't going to get into this.
I told you to check it at the door.
You don't check your emotions at the door. That's not how you're good at this.
Oh, no, that's what professionals do. My bad. So what exactly, how do you do it?
No, that's not. That's what professional BSers do. Why do you think Seacrest is uninteresting? Just answer that question. Why do you think Seacrest is uninteresting? Because every day he gets on the radio and he says nothing.
Yeah.
He says nothing interesting. He'll be going... Seacrest was going through sexual harassment lawsuits. And what was he doing the whole time?
Checking his...
Busting people on a fake-ass Rose cheating bit.
You know what he was doing?
The balls it takes.
He checks his attitude.
He's afraid.
Checks his attitude and wardrobe.
Dude, we all have bad days. We all have bad... Listen, I'd be willing to say that if anyone was where I'm sitting right now, where their significant other...
You're standing.
...landed in Vegas... Hypothetically sitting, Pat. Don't ruin this show.
I'm going to try my best.
Just hold it together.
Never!
Don't bust your stitches. I would be willing to say that anyone in my position who significant other landed in Las Vegas 5.5 hours ago and have yet to hear from them, but someone on a group text in the group she's with is like, hey, we're all on the strip, but your significant other yet to text you, you'd be a little fired up right now. And here's why I'm fired up.
This is why I'm single. Because all you're doing is micromanaging her behavior. Who knows?
No, I'm not micromanaging.
Maybe your phone fell in the pool. Or maybe she's
Then get
just
on
trying
some-
to teach
dude.
you a lesson, and she's playing games with your head.
You don't want to play games with me.
I know, because you're all fired up.
Yeah, no, it's because I'll just go nuclear.
God.
I'm not. Here's the thing. I'm not. My problem is this: double standards. I don't want to deal with double standards.
That's
And
what happens when you're in a relationship.
No, man.
You have
check
to
in with
swallow
people,
'em.
especially in Las Vegas. Do you know what happened to me if I landed in Las Vegas and went 5 hours off the grid?
You would check.
Get the hell out of
But
here.
you wouldn't do that because you would check in with her and make sure that
I'd
she knows
call
you're
and say,
okay.
"What's up?"
Yeah, but that's because you're a guy, so you have
Complete
to. Girls
BS.
don't have to do that.
Complete BS.
It's not a double standard. The rules are just different.
She's on the clock.
Don't you understand? The rules are different, Brian.
She's on the clock.
I don't know. Listen, ladies, I'm on your side. The rules are different. They don't have to do that.
Yes,
we
they do.
No.
Yes, they do. Tweet at me at Mood Points. Are the rules different? Yes or no? I should
Everyone's
just put up
going to say yes. I will
Well, they
make-
are different, but they shouldn't be different.
I know, but you just said, are the rules different? So that's
Yeah,
what we're
that's
going
correct.
on, and I
The
put
rules
a
are
secret.
different.
I put a secret.
It's garbage, man.
I put a $150 mind bet on that too, as it happened.
Yeah.
So you're about to be in the
The over-under-
my friend.
Yeah, no.
At 3-1 odds
The
also.
countdown to
At 3-1 odds.
Nah, I'm not gonna flip out about it. I just
Don't flip out.
It annoys me.
You know what annoys me?
Because of the double standard. Hold on. Because of the fact that if you were in a position or a guy was in a position, did the
Yeah.
same thing
Sure.
with their friends and just went rogue for
She'd be
6-7
pissed.
hours and didn't even say like, yo, hotel's nice, nothing.
She'd be furious.
What we're up to, enraged. Every
Yeah.
woman would be.
I know.
All right,
But
let's move
they
on.
can be because they're that's what they get to do.
It's not what they should get to do.
Listen, Brian, you know what
What?
enrages me?
Huh.
People in relationships complaining like they didn't know relationships are awful and terrible.
No,
'Cause
they're
I'm
not
not in
awful.
one because yes, they are.
No. See, now you're mischaracterizing what I'm saying. I love relationships. I
I'm
think one
saying-
thing, relationships are keeping me from getting AIDS or something way worse by being single.
How would you get AIDS from being single? What are they
Because
getting
you
AIDS?
run
Single people getting AIDS all the time.
I mean, you're running around willy-nilly trying to,
you know what?
hump
People,
everything that
I
walks.
see a lot of people I have married friends, and I've seen, you know what? They're running around willy-nilly too sometimes.
I've been married before.
Don't
you don't
you
have to tell
blame
me.
single people?
You don't have to tell me what being married is.
Listen, we just put us first,
All right,
okay? That's what we
settle
do.
down. Settle down.
I can't.
This was not about single. This was not about relationships. This was about double standards.
No, I get
And
it.
I am
You're
allowed to
right.
be upset
You are.
because of the double standard, and I am upset, and I needed to get it out because you said check it at the door, and I'm not Ryan Seacrest. I don't check things at the door. It comes out on a microphone, and that's why he stinks
Yeah.
at what he does,
See,
except he's famous and he interviews rich
I'm going to
people.
try this joke again. He checks his attitude at the wardrobe. At the wardrobe.
No, he doesn't check anything at the wardrobe.
Yeah.
That's what he's in trouble for, is not checking himself at the wardrobe.
Yeah. He
All
checks
right,
the
let's get back to
balances.
what we're going to talk about. We got a great show today. It's gonna be
Yes,
really
we
fun.
do.
I'm
I'm back.
So Patrick and I went and did pedicures. We were supposed to. Every time I try to do something Zen this week, something knocks me out of it. I did yoga, got in an argument, lost my Zen,
Lost your Zen.
lost my yoga flow.
Your
Did a
Z card.
pedicure, had a nice pedicure.
Brian's trying to punch his Z card, and everybody keeps cock blocking him.
I'm trying to punch my Zen card.
He's trying to punch his
feel
Zen card, he's getting Zen blocked.
what's manifesting itself right now is just a culmination of all the people all day long who just are idiots. And I'm tired. And I've been up since 4:30.
No, you
big
seem,
shout out
you
though.
seem frustrated.
Yeah, man, I already voiced this all the way down the street, and you told me to check it at the door, and I said nah.
No.
Well, I said maybe, but then I can't guarantee what's going to come out of my mouth, and clearly I already knew it
You
was
said,
going to happen.
I also told you check it at the door, and then I brought in some sort of weird rage that wasn't
yeah,
there
yeah,
before.
that's
I
right.
picked up something at the door.
I feel strangely good right now.
Someone else checked their shit at the door. I picked it up and I walked in like, yeah, I'm fine. I can't even shout. Ow. That
Don't
hurt.
shout, man. You got
Oh,
stitches.
God,
We're going to
that
get into your cancer updates here in a minute. But big shout out. Will you not do that again?
Sorry, I'm in pain.
A big shout out to Bird Scooters coming through big after the pedicure. So I booked a pedicure for us just on the north side of way too many blocks for Pat to walk.
Yeah.
With his stitches. He looks like he got in a knife fight. And
Do it. It would just take forever.
bless you, Bird Scooters. You had one sitting right out there.
Bird's a word, baby.
30 feet away.
I know.
And Pat jumped on a Bird scooter and scooted his way down Wilshire Boulevard for 9 blocks while I just, shuffle along behind him, stewing in my rage about Vegas.
Oh, man.
I'll get over it, man.
Just
I just
check it.
needed one segment.
Just check it.
I just needed one
Check
segment.
it at the door.
I just needed one segment.
I know. It's fine.
All right, coming up next, we are going to discuss Danica Patrick hosting the ESPYs, not the Oscars, hosting the ESPYs, the ESPN Sports Awards. I find it interesting. I want to get your opinion, Pat, because I feel like what happened was we saw a blatant example of men just not wanting to find women funny. That's coming up next here on the Brian Moote Show with Brad Nolan. And no more rage. I promise, no more rage.
Listen, can we fire the imaging back up again where we can do the Brian Moote Show with, and then you cut it, and I'll be like, Pat Moote!
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to start it that way this time?
Yeah, let's do that this time.
Okay, hold on. Because are you trying to send a message to Brad right now?
Yeah, I am trying to send a message to Brad. Get your...
Okay, you need to get your rage under control.
It's not rage.
This is going to be a rage fest, and we should be in a good... I was in a great mood, man. I was fully
It's not
zen.
my fault. We can talk about that. I know
Okay.
why I'm full of rage.
All right, do you want to get into that first before we talk about Danica Patrick?
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, podcasters, rage.
Yeah.
You're listening to The Brian Moote Show with
Not raging Patrick Moote!
That really wasn't as smooth as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, let's try it again. God, I hurt myself.
All right, let's start again.
Yeah,
Stop
try
hurting
it again.
yourself. Okay, here we
Because
go.
I can't yell like
Let's
that.
come in again. Okay.
No, I'm not going to
You were supposed to just say with Patrick Moote.
Yeah,
you were supposed to point
I know.
out Brad. Now it just sounds like you're making a bit out of it.
I know, I'm sorry.
You're listening to The Brian Moote Show.
With Patrick Moote.
It's pretty solid right there, huh?
That was good.
Good button work.
Yeah.
Instead of fading it out, I just hit the off button.
Suck it, Brad.
If you want to get the app, I know I tell you guys this is probably way too much, but download the app, my app. It's text Moote, MOOTE, to 36260. We'll have more of Patrick's updates. He's got a celebrity who liked some of his pictures.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A big-time celebrity.
Oh,
that
yeah, actually.
we will review later in the show.
I have a generational
You got a whole
influencer. And
Oh.
I'm not just talking about internet. I'm talking about art, baby.
I don't even know what that means.
I know, but you're square, so don't worry about it.
All right. Why are you raging, Pat? Can we get
I'm
into
not
why you're
raging. I was just talking really quiet. I was just saying.
Okay, but you
really
said you were going to get
spiteful
into why
things.
you were a rage.
Oh.
That's what you want to talk
Oh,
about
I
before.
know I'm raged.
Okay, why are you raging?
Can we get some PSA music going on? Do we have any sort of PSA music?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
If hold on, let me
Just
find
any
something
sort
here.
of- something heavy. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh no, I got it right here.
Because
here we
this
go.
is something.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Sorry. We got too many things playing right now.
I was born ready, Brian.
All right, hold on a second. And here we go.
Yeah, this works.
Is this?
I'll tell you why I'm
Pretty zen, right?
Yeah, that's super zen. Listen, Brian, I'll tell you why I'm raging, okay? And
All
this
right,
is
let me know.
a scourge about the earth right now.
Oh, a scourge.
Yeah, especially.
Oh, he's gonna get into a
around
scourge.
Suburban neighborhoods and like overprivileged people mostly. But I'm talking about a little thing called painkillers, my man.
Painkillers.
I'm all jacked up on the old white tablets.
The white
on
tabs,
the old,
huh?
Yeah, on old.
You're chasing the
on
old.
on the old minivan dream.
Chasing the old pale unicorn.
Yeah, that's
Are unicorns
right.
anything other than pale?
That's right. The old prescription
The old
bottle,
white cat.
Sarsaparilla.
I feel like if you just say
I
any
don't know.
animal, like,
I just-
you chasing the old white mongoose, are ya?
Yeah, chasing the old the pain frisbees.
Like, I'm playing the game of ultimate pain frisbee, and I'm running down the sideline, and that pain frisbee is
Listen,
flying.
I hate painkillers. I really do. They always make me feel nauseous and sick.
Yeah.
So it's never been a thing that I've been into. But when it hurts, you have to take them.
Right.
Here's the thing that I realized is as my pain goes away.
Yeah.
God, this is perfect. As the pain
Killing me.
goes away.
This is killing me softly
As the
with
pain goes
painkillers.
away, I take the painkillers, and granted, yes, I feel more of a euphoria, but I also feel a little bit sicker, and like I just the effects of the painkiller hit me more when I don't have as much pain, and I'm like in that middle ground where I don't really want the painkillers, but I'm still taking them, and
Right.
man, I'm in a weird place right now. Let me
Why are
tell
you in such a
what.
weird place?
Because I'm just jacked up on Percocet, baby.
I've never
it's not
taken.
good.
I've
It's-
never.
I don't like it. Like I'm not a fan of it. It's just if I don't take it for a while, like I start to get tight and it starts to hurt, and then they stitched my frickin' colon back together.
Yeah, we'll get into that. That's the third segment. We're not talking about that yet.
So that's it.
called a tease.
Painkillers
Pat.
are no good, and I'm really terrified of becoming addicted to them. Also becoming constipated because that is a side effect, and that happening in my particular
Well, you're
situation.
not supposed to
is
be
no bueno,
constipated.
baby.
You need that. You need that stuff flowing regularly.
Yes, I do.
What were you saying earlier about your farts? You're willing to say that right now, right?
Oh, they're just epic.
Well, like, what does that even mean?
When farts for me right now feel first like a punch right in the top of the sternum.
Oh, so it feels like it's like a cramp.
Yeah, like no, not even. It's
like it's
somebody,
being pushed out.
Like somebody top gut punches you, and you're like, that might have actually hit an organ, and I might be dying. And then all of a sudden, it wiggles its way down towards your butthole, then back up a little bit above the belly button.
Yeah.
And then what you release is something that needs to not happen inside the nail salon.
Okay, well, you didn't do it.
I did walk it outside.
You did walk it off.
Like, excuse me, ma'am.
And you hit the vape.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a different smell though? So is it smell medical?
No.
Does it smell like?
Does it smell medical?
I don't even know what that means.
I have no idea.
Does it smell medical?
It smells like applesauce and Jell-O.
Does it just smell unhealthy? I mean,
No.
your colon's
Yes.
still technically unhealthy.
I don't
It's
know.
all
What does a
stitched
healthy
together.
fart smell
I don't know.
like?
You got a Frankenstein colon right now. It's all
It
stitched
is
together.
true.
All crazy.
Oh my God! I took I finally had like a real, and this is a big deal, you guys, and it's gonna sound like gross and like I'm pandering for laughs, but I'm not. Okay.
He's not pandering for any
I
laugh.
took a real poop yesterday, and it was a big deal. It was a big deal. But here's the thing: my colon works differently now, so it feels different when I poop. Pooping now feels like someone, when I was sleeping, put a bunch of rope up inside my colon, and then without telling me, they just start pulling it out all of a sudden.
Oh, you told me that. So it's like a clown when he's like, "How many scarves do I have?"
Yes, it is a shrine car, man. There's like a billion clowns getting out of this thing.
Well, you need to keep eating because you look like just ungodly skinny right now. It looks terrible.
Thank you.
I mean, you don't look terrible. You just look like you got like little
No,
chicken
that's
legs.
what I'm
You got little
going
chicken bird legs, and it doesn't help you because you've grown out the
Don't
beard, so
blame-
now it looks like you have a longer chin than normal.
I know, it does. I look extra skinny.
All right, we're going to get into Patrick's health here in the third segment, but right now I want to talk about the ESPY Awards. I found it fascinating, and I found it fascinating for a few reasons. If you didn't watch the ESPY Awards, now the ESPY Awards are ESPN's like Oscars. They give out sports awards. Former but retired race car driver / quarterback of the Packers, Aaron Rodgers.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, they're dating. Yeah, it's her boyfriend. She was the host. And they've struggled with hosts to make this event funny because they want to make it like a real award show where people come out and they roast people, right? But here's the problem. Athletes are notoriously awful at having a sense of humor. And it's got to be because of ego. What do you think? I mean, like, their ego is just something. I mean, you have to have a monster ego to be.
You're gonna have to elaborate though, because all I know is comedians, and it's not like you guys are rolling with like teeny tiny egos that you fit into your chain.
No. But we're better at taking self-deprecating jokes, especially at roast.
That's fair.
At roast, because a lot of us.
Most of you are just ugly.
Well, most roast jokes. The only, you know what? True story. The only roast joke that ever got me in trouble, was the roast of Jose Bolanos in Seattle. He's a morning radio personality on my friend.
Shout out to my man Jose.
What up, Jose?
Throwing some love at me on the old Facebook and the GoFundMe.
He's on the Brooke and Jubal show. Jubal and
Cancer.
Brooke, great friends of mine. When I had my morning show in Seattle, we worked across the hallway from them. Good friends. They're comedians. And I did the roast of Jose Bolanos. And I didn't mind prison dad jokes. I knew that was coming because we have a prison dad.
He's still in prison?
No, he's out now. You're good.
Okay, good.
You missed the last episode where I talked about letting go of my rage at San Pedro. So
Did you check it at the door?
no, I never check anything at the door.
Yeah,
I brought it
that's
right in here with me.
No, that's true.
So the only joke that got me in trouble was I was dating this girl off and on for like 6 months, and I was keeping her in the gray area like a complete jerk. You know, just doing that thing where,
There's 50 shades of them.
I mean, I was hitting 49 of those 50 shades.
Yep.
And because the 50th is like relationship, but 49, you got 49 of like, I don't know, man, not ready for a relationship. Like, I travel all the time. Like, you know, you're busy. We have different schedules.
Brian's like 50 Shades of Grey. That's a starter
dude,
pack.
that's like,
Wait till we start going steady.
No, bro, I have a whole spectrum. Like, it's like when you're on Photoshop and you click gray and you can just slide up and down the grayscale.
Sure.
So I went with the girl that I was dating, and some comic goes, "Hey, whatever girl came with Brian tonight, don't sleep with him," because, and that killed me because she was pissed.
Did he hand you an umbrella while he threw shade at you like that? Or was
Wow. I'm going to chalk that one up to the painkillers. No, but it was a bad joke for me because we were in the gray area, and truth be told, over the last like 6 or 7 years, I have been playing Seattle, and generally I had a different girl with me. Most of the time, but I had like maybe 6 or 7 girls rotating.
It's not like that was subtle shade. Like
no, it was hard.
Yeah.
No, he crushed me. She was furious. And when she went to drop me off at my apartment,
who was this monster? Who was this person?
I can't remember his name, man. That's probably
really.
telling.
You guys weren't even that good of friends.
He's just a local comic in Seattle, so nah.
Oh God.
When she went to drop me off my apartment, she said something, and then she goes, "If you broke up with me, that would be devastating." And I go, "Devastating? That's a bit extreme. Rookie, silence your phone."
Let me see.
Unless
who it
it's
is.
somebody
I might
good.
answer it because you're boring.
Unless it's somebody good. No, I'm getting into this. We're about to get out of this segment and get into something. Anyways, Danica Patrick bombed. Technically, she's a retired race car driver.
Well, first of all, she's not a comedian, so.
But here's the thing: I watched the entire segment.
Wow.
I watched the entire segment, and she wasn't bad. The jokes were well written.
Well, yeah.
The jokes were well written. Clearly, she had writers.
Of course.
The jokes were really good in terms of sports jokes.
Right.
And she wasn't bad.
Okay.
And people are crushing her delivery. I put it on Facebook, and people are like, "Oh, it was the delivery was bad." You tried delivering roast jokes to a room full of predominantly men in athletics who are giving you nothing, and you try not to break character. Okay, you try as not a performer to get up there and really own it. They're like, "Yeah, well, Chris Rock would have been better." Yeah, but Chris Rock is not Danica Patrick, and she even owned the fact that she's never won anything as a race car driver.
Yeah. Okay, so how about this for a hot take? How about ESPN, Danica Patrick, stay in your lane.
Stay in your race car lane.
Stay in your lane. Why are you trying to be the Oscars?
Well,
the Oscars stink. The Oscars barely, and you have the best performers in the world trying to just perform, and it still almost stinks. Why, ESPYs? I didn't even know the ESPYs were a thing.
Oh, well, they just
if someone invited me to the ESPYs last night, because someone almost did, they were like, "Hey, I got an extra ticket. I'm going to go. If you want to go, let me know." And I was like,
gone?
"I'm all good." No, why? Why would I go?
Because it seems like it'd be kind of fun. I'd go. You
I would not go.
It's just basically like a sports center on steroids. They show you all the best highlights of the year. They give people awards. You see a bunch of professional
you wanna know what it
athletes.
is?
Why not? If I was bored, I mean, what are you doing that's more exciting? We went and got pedicures today.
That's a wonderful thing to do. And second, I don't need to watch millionaires pat each other on the back and congratulate each other at being great at being millionaires. I'm good on that.
Well, what do you think about this, though? Let's not get into the whole stay in your lane thing, because a lot of men have bombed at that, too. But
I'm not talking to
the
Danica
writing
Patrick,
was,
I'm
hold on.
talking to the ESPN.
I know. You're lashing out at the industry.
You're not entertainment. Stay out of my industry.
I need to need to refocus here. Stop yelling like that. You're gonna bust your stitches. No. What I'm saying is that the writing was good, her delivery was not terrible, and you saw a room full of predominantly men refusing to laugh at pretty good jokes by a woman, and people are still blaming the delivery, and they're not blaming the fact that, oh, I don't know, maybe all these professional athletes are sexist a-holes who don't want to laugh at Danica Patrick roasting them. Because I got to be honest, I laughed out loud at a couple of the jokes. One of them that got me was this. Golden State Warriors are here. Congratulations. If they showed us anything this year, it's that anything is possible when you have 4 of the best players in the world.
It's pretty good.
It's a great joke
in
the sports setting.
I see a comedian who's blaming the audience. Boom! Roasted!
The Brian Moote Show.
With who?
Pat Moote!
You blew it there.
Damn it. I didn't know what you were pointing
You
me for.
blew it.
Damn.
You're supposed to do that on the... We have more imaging. Don't worry, Pat. This is not your... Okay, let's talk about your stuff. Let's talk about your stitches since you keep almost breaking them out of your body.
Let's talk about my stitches. I haven't been able to yell like that.
Don't yell anymore, though.
You're listening to The Brian Moote Show with
Pat Moote.
We're getting good on the openings. The closes are awful. It's the Brian Moote Show with Pat Moote.
Yeah, Pat Moote.
Brad Nolan is on vacation. He will be back next week with a nice rosy
I feel like that
attitude.
guy's always on vacation.
He needed it, man. Every time he would cough, just sounded like the physical manifestation
His face
of
goes
lung cancer.
His face goes from red to purple.
Well, the funny thing about Brad was that you're the one with cancer. Yeah, we're in here just blasting him for smoking 2 cigarettes at a time, 3 and the guy told me he told me it was his last carton that he had like a week and a half ago, and I have yet to talk to him. But there's no way he went to Seattle and was on a family vacation and didn't smoke cigarettes.
I love that he's counting them by carton now, and only just admitted to smoking like 6 months ago.
Yeah, he made a big deal about that one day on the show. He was like, "This is the first time I've ever admitted like on anything that I smoke." I'm like, it doesn't matter, dude. We can hear it when it sounds like you sound like you have a chimney for a throat.
Yeah,
just soot. You breathe soot into the microphone. All right, last time, let's catch up with Pat now about colon cancer. Last time we talked with you about it, you were going into surgery, and I told you it might be the last show you do for a while. And we have bucked the odds here, buddy.
Wow.
A week and a half later, a week from being discharged, less than a week, you are in the studio.
Less than a week. I'm back, baby.
In the studio.
I'm back.
Catch us up. Where are we at? What happened? How was the surgery? What do you remember? Let's start there. How was that experience? When did it get real for you that you were going in for a colectomy?
Colectomy, partial colectomy.
When did that moment hit you that you were nervous about it?
I know. So I realized I'm sitting in the pre-op room with my mom, my good friend Nick, and my buddy Dan, who I had finagled to be able to get 3 people in the room.
Well, they were filming you. They were doing your documentary.
Exactly, but they were filming me. So it was like my mom, and mom's I'm forcing her to do interview-style questions, and I've got them pointing the camera at me, and I'm playing to the camera, and we're talking about stuff, and playing it up. And all of a sudden I realized, because Dan was man, I can't believe Dan was it was hitting Dan really hard. And Dan even said the night before, he's this is hitting me really hard that we're about to go and record the beginning of your surgery tomorrow. He's I'm really scared for you. I'm really nervous. Are you okay? And I was yeah, I'm fine. And Dan kept kind of manifesting this nervousness. And so he asked me, it was how are you still cool, man? I'm freaking out. And I was honestly, I just figured it out. As long as you guys are pointing those cameras at me, this is not real.
I'm on camera.
This is not real.
I'm acting.
This is fake.
Well, I'll tell you,
this is just a movie.
I 100%.
And I'm not here.
I 100% share Dan's sentiment because I remember when you went in for your colonoscopy, and I was recording you talking about how you were going to be the best Uber driver ever because you watched Fast and Furious, and you were being just ridiculous, right? You were talking about
I'm hilarious.
You're talking about how you wanted to run down the street, but then you thought you might have diarrhea. You were out of your mind because you were just coming out of the painkillers. And I remember this is gonna be so funny to play on the radio tomorrow, and then 10 minutes later, the doctor's dude, you had 8 or 9 polyps. 8 were removed. 1 is going to have to be removed surgically.
I mean,
they're going to have to go in and, cut it out of your body.
The subtext there, too, was honestly, cancer! You could
Right,
you could
he just didn't want to say it.
He didn't want to say it because he told me, he's I didn't want to ruin your weekend. I was you're a very nice man, Samik Tabib.
Samik. So that when did it become when they left? Because they couldn't go in with you after you got
No, they couldn't go in with me.
Up.
So they basically got shoot out of the room, and then you lay back on the table or on the bed, and then they put the fucking side things up. Oh, I did it. I dropped an F-bomb.
You always do that. That's actually not the first.
I'm on the painkillers,
That's the second time you've cursed. You also dropped an S-bomb earlier.
Did I? See, I'm on the painkillers. I can't. I'm sorry.
Radio-wise, I'm going to have to go out and bleep. You're a jerk.
Good.
All right, keep going.
All right, well, as long as you're on it, don't be a fucking bitch.
Whoa, jeez, come on, man.
Sorry.
You're just making more work for me.
We'll get him out of there. So they put the side things up. They roll you out of the room. You're staring up. You're looking at the lights as they go by. They roll you into a room. And this is always, I feel every time I've had surgery, I always remember this moment. Looking around a room full of people who look very focused.
Right.
There was clamps and needles and knives and syringes.
Are you looking around at the tools?
And giant lights, yes.
Why?
Because I'm crazy.
That's like the movie Saw.
I know.
You get wheeled in.
And that's when I saw that. And then you see.
And Jigsaw's
And then you see the anesthesiologist, and you're my man, put me to sleep.
Get over
right
here.
now.
I need you.
You are my guy. Send me on a magical voyage on out of here because this just got so real.
Right.
So real. Because you look at it and it's man. So I think what I'm going to do for the documentary, one of the things I want to do is have the doctor explain to me the surgery I got while he shows a live surgery, video of a live surgery, and points at this stuff and see if I can handle it.
Do they have a video of your surgery?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
They probably they have it on They do it on camera, right? When they stick in all the.
It makes my stomach hurt to think about that, so let's table it.
No. Well, that's the whole point of why we're talking about this. You don't check your stuff at the door, Pat.
it makes my stitches. You check it at the door, Pat.
You don't check anything at the door, Pat. All right, so what is the last thing that you remember right before the lights turn out?
I think I remember doing a fist bump or some sort of weird made-up handshake with the anesthesiologist because I was literally you are my guy. You need to get me out of here ASAP.
Did they sound like robots or anything?
Not really. He I saw him put it up to the thing. He pushed it in. I think I remember just kind of laying back and being peace out.
It's crazy because I remember when I was in 8th grade, right before Christmas vacation in basketball, it was our last practice. and we didn't have anything for 2 weeks. And I was backpedaling, and I caught like the heel of my shoe, and I fell, and I broke my wrist, and the bone came off the growth plate.
Oh, yeah, that was nasty.
And I had a big old bump because it was like almost sticking out of my wrist.
Yeah.
And
see, I'm already like, I can't even hear you talk about it.
I went up to the orthopedics, and they were like, "Listen, we can either pop it into place now, numb it all up. We got to stick a needle right inside the bone, basically.
Oh, no.
Numb it all up.
Stop it.
Or we can take you up to the hospital, and they can surgically reset it. They'll cut into you. They'll have a big... And here's the honest truth was, I was like, well, what happens then? They're like, well, you're going to have to stay overnight. They're going to put you under. And our dad was like, yes, do that. Do it. Like, I'm down for surgery. And I was like, no, I want you to pop it back in because we had an ice cream pizza party that night at Pizza Factory. Hello. Now, if you've never been to Pizza Factory, that was our local.
That?
Hell yeah, that was our local pizza place that had Street Fighter, had all the video games.
1952.
Double Dragon, 1952, and they had pizza, and their slogan was, "We toss them, they're awesome." And I was not about to be missing my
Their
Pizza Factory.
Pizza was perfect.
So good, so greasy, so disgusting.
I can't stop thinking about needles.
And so I remember they shoved the needle
stop!
into the bone.
Sorry. No! I'm sorry.
And all I remember is this. He goes, he injects me, and then he started sounding like a robot, and he goes, hold on, easy. He goes, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And then I swear to God, he was right back there 2 seconds later. He goes like, all right, you ready to go? And I remember going, I thought you said 15 minutes. And he goes, it was. Like, you knocked out. Like, that stuff hit my bloodstream. And I was like, peace, good night.
Yeah.
And they popped the thing back in. And then I took a bunch of, and I was like this. I had my cast on, and I was flexing my hand. And I'm like, this feels great. And the doctor was like,
don't do that.
Dude, it feels great because you are just on all sorts of pain medications.
Yeah, you're jacked.
And in about an hour and a half, your hand is going to be, your finger's going to be so fat, you're not going to be able to do anything. And we need you to take you need to start icing, you need to do all this stuff to keep the swelling down because we don't want to have to take the cast off because it's too much pressure. And I remember going to the pizza party, Pizza Factory, and everyone was like, whoa, Brian, that's crazy, dude. You broke your arm and you're back here. You're at the pizza party. I was like, dude, I don't miss out on pizza parties. Are you kidding me? Like, I'd miss a basketball game for sure. Pizza party, you are out of your damn mind. I am making it to Pizza Factory. One, I'm a pretty damn good Street Fighter player.
Sure.
And I'm not missing that. Street Fighter 2, nevertheless.
And is it not cool to make a fat joke right now either?
What about me being fat?
Yeah. Everybody knew you didn't.
I was pretty fat there. Yeah. I know I think I was moderately fat in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I fluctuated. I was fat as a junior again.
The Brian Moote Show.
8th grade, I was shredded.
He was.
All right, last segment. We're going to talk more about post-op. Your post-op experience.
Post-op. I got to get myself shots, dog.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready to do your to jump on in here?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And punk out Brad?
Yeah.
You're listening to The Brian Moote Show with
Patrick Moote, the champion of the world!
Are you okay after that one?
Yeah, I feel okay.
You seem like you got lightheaded.
I did get lightheaded.
If you want to tweet at us, I am at Moot Points, I should say. Patrick Moote is at Pat Moote.
Yep.
Or is it Patrick Moote?
At Pat Moote.
Pat Moote, that's better. Speaking of social media, we're going to get into your post-op stuff. But do you want to reveal some of the famous people? No, let's save that for the end of the segment.
Yeah, let's
The famous people who are on Team Pat and Pat versus Cancer.
Who's on Pat versus Cancer? Na-na.
Well, I don't know why I did that. I didn't have the volume up. All right, keep going. I don't know if you're allowed to vape in the studio.
Oh.
I don't really care. You're a cancer patient. Okay, so what happened post-op? How did it feel? You just blew that right into the microphone, you jackass.
Yes, I did.
So let's get into it.
I will tell you, post-op is terrifying.
Okay, what
So
happened?
the recovery room
Yes.
post-op is terrifying.
That's a weird room, right?
It is a weird room. It is a weird, strange place to be. Partly because I'm so much younger than anyone else who was in that room, so I kind of woke up and was bouncing back, and other than vomiting a bunch because...
Did you vomit?
A bunch. And post-op when you've had
But are you allowed to vomit when you have your colon stitched together barely? That's a lot of like...
not, suggested.
Well, is it a normal thing though, or were they nervous?
No, it was just I just felt sick from the anesthetic. Like the anesthesia it will make you nauseous sometimes. So
Okay.
I literally just had to like roll over and I was like blah, 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 blah.
You roll over though?
I mean, not all the way
You
over.
weren't completely with it though.
I turned
in
my head
the
sideways.
recovery room.
I mean, not really. I was with it enough though, and the thing is that I was probably in there for about 3.5 hours, maybe something like that. And
Well, at least because I got up there, I don't want to complain. But I got up there at like 3:00 and waited until 7 for you to get out.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I was pretty
Jeez,
pissed
That
about
must have
it.
been terrible. That must have been so hard for you. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm young. I woke up. I was kind of with it. I was talking to doctors. I was like, yeah, sure, I'd like to get to my room. Like, I feel a little nauseous, whatever, all good. The rest of the people in that room, super old. You know what super old people don't do? Wake up chill after surgery.
Well, they wake
Not
up
at
like
all.
frantically?
They wake up swinging, dude. Like, these nurses
No
were
way.
And they're waking
Really?
up. They're waking up swinging after having hip surgery.
So they're like fighting people. They're
Oh my
confused.
God. They're trying to kill a
Wow,
nurse.
really?
Yes, yes. And then they're having to strap them down, and the guys are
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
They're like,
Oh, so they're.
and
Well-
you know how I feel about old people.
You hate old people.
I don't.
You don't like
hate
being around them?
I don't hate.
You don't like
them.
being around them. You're scared to be around them.
Yes, I'm terrified.
This stems from, a lot of experiences, but one time we took my grandmother, God rest her soul, Adele Moote. We took my grandmother out to Blackie's by the Sea, a dive bar down in Newport Beach.
When you started
And
this,
I
I thought of like 3 other stories that had made old people scare me. Not even this one, but
All right.
this is definitely.
But this is the best one, I think.
This is pretty good.
So we're at Newport Beach, and my grandmother, for some reason, gets on this, like, I love dark beer kick. So she wants dark beer and hot dogs.
Newcastle.
She stood
I'll
up. We
never
walked her
forget.
out to the car, and the car wasn't there yet. We walked her out to the street, and I had to go get the car, and then she threw up on Pat's feet.
Yeah, and I was wearing sandals.
Yeah! You felt it.
She didn't chew that hot dog all the way up.
That's probably why she threw up, man. Give it up for Grandma, man. She's trying to hang.
Love you, Grammy.
So,
Love you,
so you got
Grams.
people being strapped down to gurneys, and you're
Yes.
like in and out. You're
Yeah.
not with it all
And
the way.
not only that, it was so hot. There was like rolling blackouts, so the power kept going out in there and stuff. And it was like,
That was infuriating, Mom, because every time the
Oh, my
rolling
goodness.
blackout happened, because it was over 100 degrees in Pasadena, the computers would reset, and they couldn't find you for a couple seconds. She was losing her friggin' mind, man. I was there for 3 hours with Mom, and she was just like jittery and nervous. She couldn't
Yeah.
sit down. She was like the UPS guy from Mad TV.
it's a really, really
Specific
obscure
reference.
Yeah,
And I'm not going
I
to
know.
explain it. If you get it, you get it.
I honestly can't even put a face on it, but it doesn't matter.
He's all jittery, jumps around.
Gotcha.
Okay, so keep going.
Yeah, so then they got me out, and then I'm back in the hospital, and, things were decent. Honestly, the surgery went great. The recovery so far has gone off without a hitch. I pooped yesterday.
Was that the first one?
I mean,
the
that
first
was
real
the first
one.
real one.
Okay.
So I've had movements.
Your
but I
system
wouldn't
has to
call
clean
it a
itself
poop.
out.
It has to clean itself. Also, they removed a third of my colon, so the sigmoid part of my colon has been removed.
What's
so
the sigmoid part?
it's the end of it.
Okay, so the tip.
Yes, the tip of the colon, the old tip of the
Just
colon.
the
to
tip.
it. Just the tip of the colon.
Okay.
Yeah. So they took that out. So I kind of like my just like insides kind of have to relearn how to do their
Right.
thing.
Their thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they're doing it.
So, but that's positive. I mean, you couldn't leave the hospital. I stayed the night on Thursday night. Awful night. You were sleeping great,
Must
which
have
is
been really hard
fantastic.
for you.
It was hard for me. I had
I
to get up
bet.
at 4:15 and go to a radio show.
Oh God, my
Now,
stomach
I will
hurts.
say that night though, I got up there and you had been like you had friends over the whole time, so you were exhausted and you fell asleep immediately.
Yeah.
And the Mariners got blown out by the Angels, so you missed a hell of a game to not see. And then you slept the entire night, and I rolled around on an easy chair that only reclined 85% of the way.
So-
That is torture. Just go all the way or none of the way.
I had just had
85% is just enough to make you feel like you can sleep through it, and you can't.
I had just had surgery. My guts were all cut open. I couldn't even move.
boo-hoo.
Laying in the bed, I looked over you a couple times sleeping, and I was like, poor guy.
You were out, man.
Oh, I was toast.
Okay, so then now so your recovery goes okay. You're actually out of the hospital in
yeah,
2.5 days.
I'm in the hospital.
Your
Oh,
doctor
yeah.
was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah,
What's
he's
his name?
dope.
Something Kaufman?
Dr. Koff.
Dr. Kaufman.
Yeah.
He was pretty awesome. He basically wanted you out of the hospital. He's like, no offense to this place, but you get more stuff here than you can get at home.
Yeah,
so
you
go
catch
back. And I'm like, you
more-
haven't seen Pat's dirty ass apartment.
My apartment's not that dirty.
It's not as bad as apartments past.
Not as bad as your apartment. You poo
I don't-
shower.
Well, I don't use that bathroom really, to be honest.
right,
I use the bathroom at Equinox Fitness.
Oh my God.
All right, so where are we now? Before we get out of here today,
Follow-up
let's catch it up. Follow-up appointment. The prognosis at this point is what?
I had cancer positively tested. So one of the closest lymph node to the tumor in my colon had cancer in it. So I will have to do chemotherapy for sure. And that will be starting no sooner than the next 6 weeks.
No sooner.
No
So August
sooner.
sometime. And we don't really know.
I think I'm going to wait till after Killian's wedding.
So
I think
September. After Labor Day, after our brother gets married, because you don't want to roll in there
Yeah, I don't
all
wanna
feeling all
steal his
groggy
thunder.
and barfy and stuff.
Oh, my God.
You're going to steal some of his thunder
I'm gonna
anyway,
get a
because
cane
everybody's
and
going to
then,
be really...
I'm going to get a cane and hobble out there, and then right after he's about to do his final dance, I'm going to do Michael Jackson and do the splits and stuff.
Just go guys, I don't feel so good.
I'm going to kick my own cane out and
You're such a middle child. You're going to steal Killian's wedding thunder with your colon cancer, you jerk.
Yeah, this is all.
So you have chemotherapy. Where do we stand with the documentary and the GoFundMe? And we've been teasing it all segment. Who are the celebrities, Pat, that are on board with your cause?
Yeah, that's right. So GoFundMe is almost fully funded. We're about almost 26, just under 26.
That's impressive, man.
I know, it's awesome. It's really awesome.
Because I remember you were so nervous, and you just posted this video, which is really funny.
Oh, yeah,
the video
watch
of you
it.
about to post the GoFundMe. Go watch it on his blog. Where's your blog at, Pat? What's it called?
The blog is what is
It's called
it?
Small W's or something like that?
Yeah, it's Small W's. So it's small
like the
wins.
small wins.
It's
Small
about small
Ws.
wins, but it's called Small W's. So it's www.smallwin.blogspot.com.
Here am I trying to set you up for good plugs.
Sorry,
and you
dude.
Can't remember
I'm running
your
out of
stuff.
gas, bro. I'm all Percocetted out. My stomach's starting to hurt.
All right, well, we only have a few minutes left. Okay, so go check that out because he's all nervous about posting the GoFundMe because he doesn't want to not get any funds and feel like no one wants him to survive.
I was less worried about the money and more worried about people not liking me.
You're such an actor.
I know, that shit scares me more than cancer. Dang it, I did it again.
Yeah, it's just whatever. The podcast
This
version.
is all going on the podcast. Where else does this go? On the radio?
Yeah, radio.com puts it out on HD2 channels.
Hi, guys.
For your information,
Hi.
an edited version goes out to, I believe, some markets in Minnesota and some in South Dakota.
Dakota.
Eventually, we're going to take over the whole wide world on HD2. You just got to know how to get to HD2 on your car.
I can't remember what we were talking about.
We need to. What do people need to do now? Go and
my
who are
blog.
the famous people who are on
My
board with your
famous
cause?
people.
Man? You are
My
losing
famous
it. You're
people.
losing it.
I
We need
am.
to go
I'm
home.
crashing. I'm crashing big time. My famous people. So I actually have to think about
And
it
we're
right
out
now.
of time. No, I'm kidding.
That would be such a dick move.
If I just hit that.
Well, first of all,
Just kidding. All right.
so should we start? We'll start at the beginning. So Brian doesn't know who this is, but Shepard Ferry actually gave me a shout out on Twitter.
That's pretty impressive.
And Shepard Ferry is the guy, the Obey.
I mean, that guy's legendary.
So he's
His
an
art's
artist.
legendary.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very transitional artist. I was gonna say,
You gotta watch out with that trans stuff,
I was gonna
dude.
say transgenerational. I'm just I don't know. He's just he's a total badass.
It's iconic.
Yes, he's an iconic.
From
he's an iconic
through the
human.
2000s, those obeys.
Total
and up till
badass.
now.
He was a fan of my other film, but then saw this and tweeted about it and tweeted out the GoFundMe and stuff. So that was very flattering. I think he's actually sending some art to my house too.
That's awesome.
Some original stuff.
Good for
It's
you.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited. Or maybe not. I
Man,
don't
you're
know. He
making
just
this colon cancer
they're
thing sound
sending-
worth it, bro.
They're sending presents over. I know. People say there's not a good time to get cancer, but when you don't have enough art, sometimes there is a good time to get cancer.
It's never a good time to get cancer.
But
You
and
never
then
have
the other
that
one,
penciled into
got
your
a little
schedule.
favorite from Amy Schumer today. All
Oh, my
right.
God,
How
Amy
about that?
Schumer. You know what's funny about
she
Amy?
favorited my picture of me flexing.
You know what I love about Amy is that Amy will pop up and randomly donate like $500, $600 to your cause. Keep an eye out for that. She's done that for me a couple times when I've raised money for different causes where all of a sudden I see, oh, Amy Schumer. And I'm like, that could be and that's $500. I'm like, that's the real one because fake ass Amy Schumer ain't donating $500.
Yeah.
Catfish Amy Schumer is only donating $50.
No, she's total sweetheart. Also, my friend Jason Blair, who was on a CW show, Life Sentence with me.
Feel like you should have closed with Amy Schumer.
Well,
To be honest.
Lucy Hale also
I still feel like you should have closed with Amy
hasn't
Schumer.
tweeted about it yet, but she's supposed to.
Come on, Lucy Hale.
Come on, Luce.
What's the hashtag? We got to start a hashtag for this. We got to throw this out there. If you have a good hashtag idea, I need you to tweet at me at MootePoints. Email me, Brian@ampradio.com, whatever. Pat, what do we need? Before we get out of here, we've got about 30 seconds left on the show
I'm trying
today.
to start a hashtag to get butt stuff trending. And I don't think it's going to be hashtag butt
Check
stuff,
your butt.
but it could.
I
But
think
check your ass.
Check your ass. Check your butt.
ass. because I'm trying to get people to go get colonoscopies. So if you get a colonoscopy, then you get to hashtag someone else, check your ass, and then they have to get a colonoscopy too.
That's true. Everyone's got to get
It's very slimming. You do a whole day of fasting, and then you purge through the reverse purge.
I'll get one as soon as somebody tags me in the official.
One. Check your ass.
I'm going to do what, Pat?
You're going to check your ass.
The Brian Moote Show.
Yeah.
With
Pat Moote.
He nailed it.
I know. I'm so bad at that.
You're so tired right now.
Pat.
Why did you scream it like that?
I don't know.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Love you.
Smoochers.
And now, a thought from Geico Motorcycle.
It took 15 minutes to take a spirit animal quiz online
Please be the cheetah. Please be the cheetah.
and learn your animal isn't the cheetah, but the far less appealing blobfish.
Oh, come on.
To add insult to injury, you could have used those 15 blobfish minutes to switch your motorcycle insurance to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance.
Hear that? That's the sweet sound of Minute Maid slushies at McDonald's, turning up your summer with every sip, slurp, and ah.
Get a small sweet peach, blue raspberry, or fruit punch slushie for just $2. Or get any size soft drink for $1. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with combo meal.